From the book Talks with Temerlen. The tone of the Lord's Prayer. One morning I started our session by asking Temerlen about the musical aspect of the Lord's Prayer. I said, there's something about the rhythm of it. Whether you say it alone or with a congregation, it has a steady beat. Do you know what I mean? Temerlen thought for a moment and replied, there is a familiar cadence with which it's usually repeated. It sounds a little like a song. It's even-keeled. It never gets out of hand, never runs away with itself. Partly this has to do with its neutral language. There's no mention of gender, no mention of race, no mention of I, me, or mine. And even though you can take personal ownership of the prayer as you say it, there's nothing personal in the prayer itself. Nothing is yours. It's about us. The prayer is also quiet. It speaks about enormous things, but it never dramatizes or exaggerates. It's very humble and self-contained. At the same time, it gains momentum as it goes along. It gathers internal fortitude and creates unity. And as it does, it becomes more quiet. This is why the prayer can't be said from rote memorization. It demands that you dwell on each word, honor its quietude, and yield to something beyond the prayer itself. In this respect, praying is not so much about going anywhere or getting there, but returning somewhere. Returning right here, right now, with conscious awareness. The Lord's Prayer, he continued, is a bridge that enables awareness to come home to itself. It's a bridge designed for awareness to cross over to conscious awareness. As Temerlen paused, I asked him, is that what the prayer is asking for? He thought for a moment. We don't often think about the gigantic nature of the universe and all that goes on inside it, much less about our place and purpose in this enormous scheme. But when you think seriously about it, you realize that being a human on earth who asks God for things indicates a short-sighted view of the universe. How could you possibly know what to ask for when you know so little about the universe? As we've said before, he continued, the mind is remarkable, but it doesn't come close to comprehending the truth about the universe, about how we exist, why we exist, and why our minds can even postulate this. Meanwhile, we think it's a matter of just asking for things, even silly things like a car or a team victory, as though God was Santa Claus. After a pause, he added, it reminds me that Amen, which is appended to the Matthew version of the Lord's Prayer, means let it be so. The prayer starts by asking, but ends by saying, let things be. That's because awareness doesn't try to do anything or change anything or fix anything. All it wants is to be fully aware, which is the greatest change of all.